Welcome back, dweebs, to another episode of the Weekly Dweeb. With me, as always, is my good friend Kev. Kev, how are we doing today, bud?
Hello, gang. Well, at time of recording, James, I have my first NFL Week 1 hangover, so I'm just happy to have survived a Monday after all of that chaos.
They won, though. The Colts won, though. It's worth it.
Woo,
Danny
boy.
Dimes is the savior. Get your sports my nerd show.
That's right. That's right. Sports ball, baby. But beyond all of that, I am very excited for the topics we have this week. Got a lot of stuff that I think we will enjoy laughing at together. Maybe we'll be laughing with it, but I think a lot of times we're going to be laughing at stuff. So gather around, gang.
We shall see. First up, Kev, Star Wars news. This comes via our favorite Star Wars Holocron Twitter account. Andor creator Tony Gilroy likes the idea of a Clea and Vel Nazi Hunter spinoff series in which the duo hunt after former Imperials following the fall of the Empire with the assistance of Deidre Miro in a Hannibal Lecter-esque role. And he says that's a hip idea. I'm sure Kathy will hear about that one. That's a good one. Kev, my question to you gets a little weird. Obviously, Clea and Vel are not in Rogue One. They are very prominent in Andor, but Rogue One was shot years before. It's a little jarring when you watch the movie and they're not there as important as they were to the Resistance. Do you like the idea of a Nazi Hunter spinoff series that explains why they are not around for the Rogue One movies?
Well, how do I say this first, James? Let me just say, I think I am a little more excited to hear more about that idea than Tony Gilroy was. He has already been pretty upfront with the fact that he doesn't want to revisit any of this stuff. And I don't believe it's a money thing. I think it's just sort of this part of my life is complete. Achievement unlocked. Now it's time to play a different level.
He's always been pretty upfront about that.
Yeah, and I think he's got a great visual to see what can happen to a creator or even just an IP itself when you don't leave well enough alone. How can I miss you if you won't go away? And Star Wars is a perfect example of that. So I found it hilarious the way that he so swiftly and deftly was like, "Oh yeah, Kathy will love that." I think she'll really like that.
I'm sure Kathy will hear about that one. That's
sounds like, and then it also might have been like a backdoor insult too, where if he didn't like it, that sounds like the sort of thing old Kathy would like.
Yeah, like he's just poking the bear almost.
Like, I didn't say I liked the idea, but I'm sure the boss will hear you out on that one. As far as my own thoughts, James, I would have to hear more. I think it actually all hinges on what we just said. If Tony Gilroy had said, actually, guys, changed my mind, there is a piece of this story left untold. I'd really love to close that loop and fit that gap, so to speak. And I have a story in mind. It came to me in a dream or while I was hiking in the something or other mountains, because I'm a rich person. I can do these things. I was climbing Everest and I had a moment of inspiration that I have to finish Andor, and this is exactly how we're going to do it. If that were the case, I would be locked in. Sign me up. The premise could be hit or miss with the idea. Like it's something I think the right people do it. It could be a very cool idea. I could also see it turning into a bottle episode flavor of the week bullshit just to try to sell more merch or build more spin-off stories that Disney will inevitably fumble. So considering that Big Tone ain't going to be involved, I don't think I love the idea, James. How do you feel about it?
I feel the same way. If he's not involved, nah. It's just kind of weird. They're not in Rogue One. It's fine. We understand it. We don't need to make a series about it, explaining it, right? Like, it is what it is. It's okay. There's a canon problem there. It's not that big a deal. They were filmed in reverse. It's whatever. It's okay.
Yeah, they don't have to be there. Yeah,
We don't
it's
have
a
to
big
explain
world,
it. We know why.
big universe.
Although I
big
kind of
old-
do like the idea of them using Deidre Miro being like, "This is how you get out of jail. You got to help us. You got to help us catch these Imperials. Got to get rid of them." But inevitably, it would lead to the rise of the First Order, and they would not be able to help themselves, right? Especially
Exactly.
if Tony wasn't in charge.
Well, in that, I think just in the premise itself, it shows you that whoever had this idea has not put the proper amount of thought into it, because Deidre was arrested, wait for it, by the bad guy side. Right. So by
Yes,
the Empire. So why would the rebellion government have her in custody at all? Why would these two
she might be
rebels
very well be dead, knowing the
be
Empire.
able to go visit her? So exactly, like I don't imagine that even in defeat that they would just release prisoners. If it's either you're you're still you're still a prisoner as part of this now smaller operation, or well, we're not in charge anymore. We don't have the money to pay for you, but we're not going to let you go out into the
Just
world.
leaving you there on this X prison on X planet and God knows where, and good luck. Hopefully you don't.
So
die.
yeah, unless they're doing some kind of rescue mission where it's like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
there's a deserted planet where a bunch of prisoners were just left to die, and they could grab her that way and put her in their own jail cell. But I just right there already, we've been talking about this thing for 4 minutes, and we've already kind of put a
lot of plot
massive
holes
hole
here.
into the whole premise.
I'll put a lot of holes in this one real quick, folks.
Well, admittedly, it's to say I have the same feeling about that aspect of it as the show in general. That could be cool, James. There's a world
There's a little
where
bit
that
there,
works,
like,
right?
maybe it works. Like,
I could like that character, Deidre, being a Silence of the Lambs esque, like being the crazy person, or I guess it's Red Dragon, right? Is another one. One of my favorites, but having her be the mastermind that can explain this stuff, she as a character and the actress behind the character would be great in that role. I believe that genuinely. It's just what the story around it, would it be serviceable? Would it fit the idea or the performance? This is one of those things that I think it sounds better as a concept than once you actually start to try to map it out and outline it. And you're like, ooh.
you're like, Yep.
And if you're Michael Bay or J.J. Abrams, you'll build an entire budget around just, but I have this 1 or 2 cool scenes, and that'll be awesome. I'll do a bunch of explosions, and I can throw in some super secret ad product placements, and that'll pay for it. And then who cares? Because if the movie sucks, we can all just write it off on our taxes. And isn't that great? When we lose, we win, because this is an amazing game we've carved out for ourselves. So I don't know, man. I think this sounds like more bad Star Wars content.
Seems
anything.
like dweeb is out. We do not approve. Dislike or dislike. I think Tony does too.
Double thumbs down.
This does come from the Ringer versus House of R podcast, where he came on with Joanna Robinson and Mallory Rubin, if you want to check it out, folks. But heard it here first. Dweeb says, nope, we're out. No Nazi Hunter spinoff series. Imperial Hunter spinoff series. No, thank you. We're out.